Hello everyone and welcome to Spitfire Debates. My name is Bobby Keogh and I'm here with my new partner in crime, Andy Diosa. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you and let's get into it.
All right.
As just about everyone in New England knows, the Red Sox have not exactly had a stellar season. Injuries seem to be a key theme for this team, but we can't make excuses for their overall sloppy play. Andy, what's happened to the Sox this year?
Well, definitely, as you mentioned, injuries have been a big part of it. Having Pedroia, Ellsbury, and Youkilis out basically takes our lineup and makes it weaker. But I think the pitching is one big part of it, especially Jonathan Papelbon. I mean, he couldn't save a game this year at all, so that's definitely one big thing. And John Lackey was basically just a joke for us.
John Lackey was like the Brad Penny this year, except much more expensive.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. And that was the thing. He took a lot of our money, and he wasn't good at all.
It's just a complete failure on their part. I mean, you can't really blame Theo because the guy had good stats in the past, you know. I mean, and he did great at Fenway. He had great stats.
Yeah.
But Ellsbury killed us because
definitely.
You need that spark plug in your offense. And without that spark plug, I mean, Ricky Henderson himself said a couple weeks ago, I know from experience, I mean, you know about Ricky, you know, he's so like narcissistic in a way, but he said, without that spark plug, you guys, like, there's just no way you're going to score as many runs as you could have because the guy steals almost like 70 bases a year.
That's true.
And but you can't really make excuses overall, like I said, for the injuries. I mean, they have had a full lineup at some points, but they just played really kind of sloppy, it seems. I mean,
there was no consistency within the lineup. It was kind of all over the place, and it was just, I mean, by the end of the season, we have the whole AAA team playing for us, basically.
Exactly. I mean, I guess it's great for next year, but I mean, we're Red Sox fans, and next year doesn't really apply. But let's just hope that I guess next year's better.
Definitely.
I mean, if they can't make it this year. But.
All right. Now on to the New England Patriots, who sit as of right now 2-1 in the standings. However, both of their wins have been a bit close, and they got beaten pretty well by the division rival, New York Jets. Bobby, what do you see from this team this season?
I see a pretty well done offense. I mean, let's be honest, Brady's Brady. I mean, he's been doing his thing. He has that long hair now. Kind of a little weird with that, you know. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, hopefully he grows all the way out so they can win the playoffs like Palomalo, you know. But Wes Welker, nothing short of a miracle that he came back before he did. He's not supposed to be playing right now, as of this point last year. You got a good receiving core. You got Randy Moss. You know, you got Tate. You got a bunch of guys.
Yep.
But the defense is killing me. I mean, the
the
Buffalo
big thing.
Bills, the worst offense in the NFL, they gave up almost 400 yards to them. I mean, I just think with the defense the way it is now, I mean, they've got to change some things. They got to. I mean, it's a young defense, obviously, that they're learning, so maybe things will change. But what do you think, though?
Definitely. You can't forget they gave up 30 points to the Bills also. But besides that, watching the Jets game, Braylon Edwards kind of had his day. Just they threw the ball all the time in the air, and he was automatically scoring. So it is defense. But I think another key part of it is the running game. I mean, they get into predictable situations where Brady and the offense is always in the shotgun.
Third down.
They always fall into third down, and they don't use the running game as much as they should, since they have a few running backs they could use to make it, you know, a little bit not so predictable, and they could open up the play action, and it could get better success. I mean, I think the running game, if they use it, then the passing game will be phenomenal.
It's almost as predictable as me in Madden. I always use Brady in the shotgun because go deep, you know.
Hail Mary.
But speaking of video games, we'll be talking about that later. But let's move on to the world of entertainment. This past year has had some blockbusters come out and some critically favorite films as well. Andy, what's your favorite film of the year as of right now?
Right now, I have to mention The Town. Since we are
local
in Boston
favorite.
Of course, it has to be a Boston favorite. Before seeing the movie, everybody made it a big skeptical. Everybody was very excited about the movie because it's in Boston and there's films from the north and there's films from Fenway and
Charlestown.
Charlestown. All the scenes are from around the area. I mean, it was a pretty good movie and it's pretty interesting to learn. You know, I mean, I'm not from Boston, but it makes me learn about the city. But I don't think it was as good as people made it seem.
I think that Boston setting elevates it in Boston people's minds. Like, you know, when Gone Baby Gone came out, when Good Will Hunting came out. Not saying even The Departed. Not saying these aren't great films. They are great films, which is what makes Boston such an interesting city because most of the films that are set here are pretty good, but it gives Boston citizens that extra oomph. You know, like my house is right there. You know,
or at the Dunkin' Donuts on Tremont Street where they filmed. Like you walk by that kind of every day. So.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend's apartment is down the street from where they filmed the North End scene. You know, so like they were peeking their head out during the filming of it. And they could hear gunfire.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
I want to see that. But my film of the year is Inception. Christopher Nolan is nothing short of a genius, I think, in my mind. Every movie he's made, Memento, Insomnia, the 2 Batman movies, Prestige, they're all critically favored and have made a lot of money, too. So it's like this guy is just, in a time where directors seem to be on the decline, good directors seem to be on the decline. I mean, Spielberg hasn't exactly made a great movie in a little bit of a while. You know, M. Night Shyamalan went down the tube, you know. Nolan seems to be getting nothing but better. I mean, people didn't think he could top The Dark Knight, and he got Inception, which is this crazy mind-bending dream world. You know, kind of like The Matrix, but without Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
really wooden acting, but I recommend seeing it.
Yeah,
DiCaprio
definitely.
is probably one of the best actors of our generation right now.
Definitely have to check that one out too. I haven't seen it yet. And then we can't forget about Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. We're kids. We're
just
kids
the
at heart.
classic.
We grew up on those movies, so
Okay.
there you go.
Now on to video games, the greatest entertainment of all. There's a lot of big titles coming out this fall, and it looks to be a pretty huge season in video games. Regardless of what type of game you prefer, Bobby, what game has you waiting in anticipation?
Ooh, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Of course.
November 9th. November 8th at night, I'm staking out in the downtown Winter Street GameStop. And I'm going to just be there. I mean, there's going to probably be about another 400 people with me. I did last year for Modern Warfare 2, and it was great. It's just a great game. I mean, the thing about Modern Warfare 2 is it was a great game, but there was a lot of flaws in it. A lot of glitches, a lot of the community ruining it. Black Ops seems to be everything that Modern Warfare 2 wanted to be. There's betas now that are being done by the actual producers. There's the kill streaks are put down a little bit, so they're not so overpowered. There's no more glitches. There's no more crazy exploits. You can't boost for a nuke now like you did in the thing. There's no more nuke. I mean, it just seems like Black Ops is everything that us people who love fair gaming want to be online, because online, as you know, can be kind of hectic and crazy.
Definitely.
But yeah, that's me. I'm an FPS guy, so I'm Call of Duty. What about you?
I hear you. I'm keeping it with the sports, as you mentioned Madden earlier. I'm definitely looking to FIFA 11, which actually came out today. It's especially after the World Cup. I think the feel of actually playing that game after knowing that Spain won the championship makes me feel like a little better about playing it. And I know there's a lot of people anticipating it after they actually came up with a World Cup game before the World Cup. So it's just like a different feel, different settings and different teams to see how it is. But definitely looking forward to FIFA.
So you're gonna be having some of those FIFA tournaments.
Yeah, definitely.
Around. What team are you gonna be rocking?
I was Spain. I'm going Spain all
There
the
you
way.
go.
Of course. Not just because they won, but that was my favorite team. So definitely.
Yeah, you had them the whole time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I mean, maybe you can make the Red Sox your favorite team, and they can start winning.
Hopefully they can take the World Series.
Yeah. But that's all we have for today, folks. Check us out at www.thesuffolkvoice.net. I'm Bobby Keogh, and that's the newbie, Andy Diosa. You'll be seeing more of him. He's a great guy. We'll see you later. Take it easy.